What are the main sources of stress for you during these high pressure moments?
Lack of money. Maybe there are other projects that you've like putting yourself in that has really taken a large chunk of whatever reserve you have, and you have to like depend on like little or no money for like the holiday period. It's very, very stressful.
Stress is the absence of peace. Once I'm fretting about anything, it's now coming back to yourself to say, okay, which should I let go of? Which one
Priorities
should I work on? And as soon as you can do that, a peace comes with it.
It's still holiday season and I'm sure we are all having fun. But today on the Red Room Dialogue, we're going to be discussing overcoming stress and maintaining intimacy during the stressful time. Of course, you already know my name is Omobolawa Olawore and I'll be anchoring today's show. We're going on a short break, and when we get back, you know I always have like interesting people to have these discussions with. Don't go anywhere, we'll be right back. Welcome back. This is still the Red Room Dialogue. And as always, as I always do, I have my favorite side chick with me in the studio, Petra Uday.
Hi guys, welcome.
The chocolate in my cupboard.
Well,
I think the chocolate in my tea. The cockroach in my cupboard.
I'm shy, guys. Stop.
How you doing, baby girl?
It is so good to be here as always, and you look amazing.
I'm enjoying myself. You see my red? I'm representing Christmas, New Year, and all.
And every in fact, you're the reason for the
spicy
season.
every day. Like I love Christmas. Even though I'm not a Christian, I love Christmas time.
And that's good.
I'm so happy to celebrate with you guys. So yeah, representing.
That's good.
And of course, I have a very exciting guest today. She is a mother, a homemaker. She asked me to introduce her this way, which I found very interesting. A wife, a mother, serial entrepreneur, and she wears so many hats. Like it's a kudos to her. Iretiola Adebayo Olubi. Welcome to the show.
Welcome.
I am so excited to have you here. You are so, like, when I meet women like you, I find you guys so interesting and so amazing. Thank you.
Yours is interesting. Mine is inspiring.
Yes, all in all, just really a breath of fresh air. Welcome to the show, man.
Thank you.
Let me just compliment your look. I love the fact that you wear a natural look. It is amazing to see that people can pull that off in this age and time. Honestly, it's beautiful. I love it.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you for having me.
So I know that it's the holiday season and it's Christmas is in the air. Families all around. Jollof rice is flowing up and down. Chicken is flowing. Everybody's just. I've just been eating chicken up and down. Like I'm just like, you know, chicken. Oh, it's okay. And we're having this party. That's in December. I just got back.
You have people around you that are good.
It is really.
Say that.
In this economy.
There's this party here. You know, sometimes in Lagos, you be at a party and you be like, whose party is this?
Who is this?
Which party? I have been at weddings that I have no idea who is getting married. But I'm having a good time though. So kudos to them. Like long life and prosperity, whatever, yada. See them. All right. Okay, let's get on to the topic. Okay, so we are talking about how to overcome holiday stress and maintain intimacy. We all know that as fun as these times could be, they are also very stressful because you have people around. There's so much to do, so much to cover up. You have to shop for the kids, you have to shop for your family, you have to be there for them. They are doing this here, they are doing that there. And at the end of the year, I know that Nigerians, we have this thing that we contribute for the family. I don't know if you guys do it, but we have this in my family that we try to like send stuff to some part of the family that or go out to so it can be very stressful. And I just want to talk about like the causes, like what causes the stress. Is it the family itself, or have you ever found yourself to be stressed during these times?
Well, for me in the early days, I mean, it's been some time now. It used to be stressful. But first, what is stress? Most people want to go to the dictionary to find the meaning of stress. For me, I've come to define stress as the absence of peace. You know, whether it's on the work front, whether it's on the home front, whether it's when you're out on the field, the absence of peace brings stress. You know, so it's now how you handle that stress. So if you come to terms with what it is you're doing, whether it's on the job, you come to terms with the job you're doing, whether you like it or not, you just know that this is something I need to get done every day. Once you come to terms with it, there's a peace that attaches itself to that realization, and you find that it's a lot easier to do it. There's more fluidity in handling it as against when you're just, trying to work it, So for me, I over time, I've just realized that, look, once I'm fretting about anything, it could even be activity. You're just trying to get everything done in the house. Oh, I need to cook, take care of the children. No, I've not done this. I've not done that. Then you have all these other activities too. You need to go for one meeting or the other. Once you can bring it all to term, once you're fretting, you just know that, okay, this is not it. It's now coming back to yourself to say, okay, which should I let go of? Which one
priorities
should I work on? And as soon as you can do that and reprioritize, a peace comes with it. And the stress or whatever is causing you to begin to fret reduces, or it's even eliminated completely. So for me, stress is the absence of peace.
Interesting. Okay. Let me come to you, Petra. What are the main sources of stress for you during these high pressure moments?
Lack of money. So you can handle other physical factors, but if you don't have money in holiday period, it's a lot. Because I'm not the firstborn. I'm actually the last born of two girls, but we're just two girls, no guys. So my sister I will also bring the money. I'm working, she's working. You get, so it's a lot. We want to cook things in the house. My dad is late, but we want to cook things in the house. We have to all come together and bring that money. So bringing that money alone is stressful. Before you now say, I don't have enough money to, maybe there are other projects that you've putting yourself in that has really taken a large chunk of whatever reserve you have, and you have to depend on little or no money for the holiday period. It's very, very stressful. Where you now know again that if you don't spend wisely in the holiday period, next year you have school fees to pay, you have one course to pay for. It's money, it's money. Please, it's money.
During the holiday period, I also agree with you, Petra, that money is a main one. You have to worry about money. But I have other ones because Lagos is crazy during this celebration times, during Christmas, New Year. The traffic. I have once been inside traffic at 2 a.m. And if it's it is that crazy. What am I even talking about? Even last week, I went to, they closed down the beach and they are fixing one road. So I was going to Elegushi and they are fixing the road. And it was 12 a.m. in the morning and I was in traffic. And I was just this is the only time that I would find myself at this particular, because there's one event you have to go for or something. As a media person, Yeah, and you have so much to do in a day. And then you just find yourself that you can't achieve it all because
traffic and all that.
Traffic. People are everywhere. Everywhere is jam-packed. You try to get into anywhere without reservations.
We're fully booked. Even though the no reservation thing, it is annoying because I have children, I have nephews, so I literally call them my kids too. And imagine to say them saying, "Oh, auntie, I want to go XY to an XYZ location, and that place you probably need a reservation for it that you as the adult forgot to book because in your head if you go there you like see them and just enter and do what you want to do and leave, and you book an Uber, you dress those kids up. Those kids would have even made gesture up. No, it's not fun. They would have even talked about it to their neighbors and their other friends that my auntie taking me only for you to get there and they tell you, I'm sorry.
Shame is insane. You know, me personally, I don't like to make reservations when I'm going to restaurants because I might change my mind last minute. So I don't like to call ahead.
Really?
Yes.
So places that yes, just stressful. So places I would normally typically walk into, like just walls into there, like, oh hello, fully booked though during these times.
So sorry.
Fully booked. Like places that will take you like 5 minutes, 10 minutes to get to. You're spending 1 hour on that road. Best believe.
Because of the traffic.
Best believe it. Like, because of traffic. And you also have, like, the family, because everyone is around. You try to stay organized and try to keep everything, you know, in line. But everywhere is just fast. Like, just chaotic.
The way we over time have begun to manage those holiday stressors, especially the outings. So you find that everybody wants to go out on the 25th.
Yes, true.
Everybody wants to go out on the 1st, you know, or like October 1, you know, the independence. Everybody wants to go out on such days, or when you do Ramadan, you know. What we do really is avoid those days.
Yeah.
We use those days as family bonding
Time, yeah.
So we spend those days indoors with each other. Yes.
But before you actually got to this stage, like before you got to this realization on what to do and how not to do, I know that you'd have entered circumstances where you please share with us.
I'll give you a scenario. One of those holidays, it was towards the Christmas, I think, and they were also doing one major Christian event in Lekki.
Experience.
So it wasn't experience. Experience is usually easy. Experience, they're organized. Experience, they're usually very organized. Somehow, I don't even know how they do it. They're organized. So you know that by early hours of the morning, by 8, 9, the whole place is clear. I don't know how they do it. But there was this, I think it was Redeem, one of those Lekki, they did it in Lekki some years back. The whole place was blocked for like 3 days, you know, and it was just those times when you have not anticipated how it would be.
You didn't expect
so
it.
We packed and we walked. It was we started the walk from around Lekki, the Lekki Beach Road, that where Circle Mall is now. Circle Mall wasn't there at that time. We walked from that place. We walked all the way to way past, I think it was somewhere around law school. We now Yes, we now were able to now pick up a vehicle
to
take us home, and then we came back like 2 days after or so to pick up the car. It was one of those redeem events. It was the first and only one. I think that the Adeboye came to Lekki.
That would be it was not a redeem thing, it was Dunsen's program.
No, Dunsen is new. This was
like way back?
This was way back. It was one of those, this was way back. It was a redeem program. I know it was a redeem program, and I know it was one of the first and only one that they did.
That time.
In this direction with that Adeboye, the whole place.
Hey, I would like to move on to the effect, and you're already speaking on it, because I'm sure that put a damper on your holiday spirit.
It's not just a damper, it's the stress on you as a person, you know, your health. So in the early days too, so I used to do, I do, aside from running the home, I do real estate, and I was really, really involved, and I had a lot of deliverables in that regard. And then I was also very much involved in the social enterprise space also. So what you find is I'm always on the road. You know, I mean, I remember for my birthday this year, when my husband asked me, "What do you want to do?" I said, "I just want to be home."
Oh.
You know, so I was ill for some time, and then so I'm basically in convalescence now. I'm just getting better from it. So this birthday, I said I want to be home, and they thought I was joking. That maybe no, he was actually worried. They thought maybe, you know how we women, they always believe that when we're holding something in our mind, will be so if you come out and say, like you say, "Oh, I don't want a dress," or "I don't want a shoe," like it's odd. Are you annoyed? Did I do something wrong? So that kind of thing. So he was like, are you sure? Is everything okay? Are you fine? Are we cool? I said, yes, I just want to be home. And I reminded him, I said, in the last years of our marriage, before I fell ill in 2020, I said, when was the last time on my birthday I was at home? In fact, in 2019, for my birthday, they had prepared everything, but I had a prior plan. So I was on the road from 6 a.m. until 10 p.m.
Oh,
yes.
Your birthday?
My birthday, yes. And they had cooked, you know, he likes to do all this. He does breakfast things, you know,
kudos.
And they had organized outing. But I had all these appointments and commitments, yes. Wow. And I didn't get home till 10.
How did he feel? Did he
They already used to me. They already used to my itinerary and activities that I have ongoing, you know. But when I fell ill, and this period of the illness between 2020 and now, I've had a lot of time to reflect. You know, a lot of time to reflect. And it wasn't just reflection on work. It wasn't just reflection on work. It was also reflection on relationships. You know, so you have friends or even extended family members who are just unaware. You know, like we had someone who came by just as I said recovering. I just had no clue. I was still placing demand. So imagine someone who is very ill and you have to get up to go and start taking care of things. You know, so you have people that can be that
insensitive.
I don't think it's being insensitive. They're just obtuse. They're unaware. You know, there are people who are just they don't know how to read the room. They're just unaware. You know, so you have to be able to identify those kind of people, because those kind of people can add to the stress of the family, of the holiday, you know, those kind of things. So you have kind of family people who will come and visit for cases where maybe the family is in waiting for children, and you just come, and that's when you now want to start discussing, so why has the child not come? By the way, when are you like as if it's the person that will put the child by themselves, you know. So those kind of things can add to the stress. Maybe the couple, they've already discussed with themselves to say, look, let's just enjoy being with one another, and if this thing will come, it will come. And then somebody comes visiting, and by the second day, every conversation, so when is the child?
I can't wait for you to give birth to all this subtle jab.
You know how it will be. Marita had a baby, and we went to go and carry Marita's baby.
Some people take it a step further. I'm so sorry. Some take it a step further and even get you gifts. Like get you like baby socks.
Okay, that's presumptuous.
You know, so when you just get to that place where you say, okay, you put your timer. This person is coming, or you agree with yourselves. You know, that's one of the things I learned early on in marriage. We agree on everything. So this one will give me wahala. Can we agree as they come? If we spend 20 minutes here with them, you will excuse yourself, I will excuse myself.
I love it.
Yes.
I love it.
We will excuse ourselves, so we'll just go in.
Are you serious?
So you do timeouts. We signal each other.
Time out.
Signal each other.
And they will be there in the house.
And they will know that it's maybe you have had your this one I'm even saying now. This
I've learned something.
I want to know, Petra, what are the
I've
effects?
exposed myself.
Don't worry, this is a safe space.
It's a safe space, don't
But
worry.
you're going to put it out there.
Don't worry.
Don't worry.
People
They
that watch
will
our
not.
show, they are very...
They are demure people.
So, Petra, what are the effects of holiday stress on you as a person?
Again, the effect is having to, like, because the one I mentioned was financial stress. So the effect for me is having to come back from whatever financial constraints I already put myself in at that point. So I think how I'm getting to manage it is probably trying to push on to transfer money for this. So for example, if my holiday budget is like 50k, I know that I'm not going to exceed that 50k.
What about when a family member comes and say, Petra, Chinoso, let me raise you when you this small. Now me wait for you. You remember? I won't buy kiniko.
Okay. By the special grace of the Most High God that me I serve, that family member will buy it for himself. I could just say, oh, okay, no problem. You know what? Hey, get some, buy it. I will tell mommy to see you. And it has gone.
Did I even drag you to the pharmacy or anywhere? Like,
Farmer what? I'm not, if I'm in my house, I don't carry cash. Because I already know that there'll be people that will always want to tax me, yeah? So, I carry an empty purse. I maybe put the money in my pocket or an inner pocket. So, but if you check my purse from my mother's house, you will not see my purse. You will not see my ATM. And if you now want to get it, if you now want to go extreme, you're like, you get money for account transfer. I said, I will not show them the account that there is no money in it.
I know they do transfer.
I do.
I know they do transfer.
Because I've suffered from it. It has been a lot. I've suffered from it a lot. So, I know how these family members, they don't even care. They just know that, you're working and automatically you need to pay back everything that, quote and unquote, they've done for you. When in real sense, they've not done nothing for you. They've not done it. Who took care of me when I was small? My mommy and my daddy.
It takes a village.
It takes which village? When they come to our house, they will see it. Mama will serve them. I'll still be the one to wash the plates. If they are going, they'll give me 1,000 now. Is it 1K that sustained me?
I mean, that 1K did a lot for you, didn't it?
Ma.
Has a lot to
They are calculating that 1K.
Yes, an investment. They expect returns.
Yes. For 1K.
Yes.
But on the money one,
you know what, Ireti? Let's go on
a different angle.
I'll get right on it. We'll get right on it. Ireti has spoken on, having to deal with extra family and extra stress during the holiday period. And Petra has also talked about, black tax and the financial constraint of the holiday season. We'll be going on a short break. When we get back, we'll talk about how to overcome this stress. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Welcome back. This is still the Red Room Dialogue. Before we went on break, Ireti was trying to, input more on what Petra said about the black tax. And we're talking about how it takes a village and your family members, they are invested. So you were going to say something about the financial aspects.
It's basically becoming intentional.
For them?
Yes, for them, in the sense that even rather than say, buy it, I will give you back, it's not convenient. We have to learn to say no, and say no with a smile. Yes.
Petra, buy this thing for me. No, auntie.
No, you not say no, auntie. Because if you say no, auntie, it's like you're in my face, you're rubbing it in. They just say, it's not convenient. They've not paid me. In fact, people are owing me. If I show you the long list of the people that are owing me, and many times it's true. You're just trying to balance satisfying them with all of the other things that you're dealing with. And sometimes what happens is that we put so much constraint on ourselves. But if you come to that intentionality of saying, it's not available right now, And then when it's convenient for you, without them even asking, you say,
You do it, yeah.
I just remembered you, take this. They understand that you're not saying no outright. It's really, it wasn't
There.
convenient. Yeah. So those are some of the ways to handle those financial stresses. And then for us, again, like I said, for Christmas and the New Year and holidays generally, we don't do holidays. For instance, towards Christmas, we don't do shopping for Christmas.
No new clothes.
Everything happens in August, September.
Are you serious?
Yes. Because August, September, October, even sometimes even as late as October is still okay. Up until before mid-November, you can still do shopping and get it at a reasonable price. But anytime after November 15th, it's crazy. You know that everything you're buying, you're paying 5 times more for it because it's the Christmas break, it's the New Year break. It's even worse as you now finish December and enter the New Year. It's maybe from around January 15, it begins to tone down. Then February,
That's
March
for
is
school
quiet.
supplies, right?
No,
just
even
food.
I have a question. Even
for
on
everything.
for everything,
Yes.
even foodstuffs
Food
and
stuff begins to
chicken.
go down from January 15th into February, March. Then it picks up again towards the first Muslim holiday and then the Easter holiday, the Christmas holiday.
I even have a question.
The Easter holiday.
I have a
sorry.
question on that. You said buy everything from August and all that. Are you not scared that, or maybe you buy a particular dress for a child, say a female child, and maybe it's not even a stretchy dress, it's all these dresses that you have to, that like it's already her size, and she grows fatter before December. Do you get? So how are you going to handle that? And then if you say, we can't always get Christmas chicken down. Yeah, because if it's live chicken, except you want to start wearing them, if you have the space in your household to wear them. But if you give that analogy, how does it fit into buying of Christmas chicken, like those perishable things that you need to buy, and dresses, especially for children that maybe outgrow certain dresses or just adds weight, because children's weight is not predictable. So how do you manage that if it happens?
Okay, so for girls, and this I learned from my own mom. So for girls, you do sash dress, things that are free, so that you can use the belt to shape it. Yes. Yes. For boys too, it's about the same thing. And these days we don't do ready-made like they used to do for us when we were growing up. You sew them, but you buy the material before that time. Sewing is always easy. You can always negotiate. It's the buying of the material that becomes a problem towards that Christmas period. And guess what? It's actually safer to sew in November, because from around the end of November 15th into December, everybody is sewing. So you also run the risk of not even getting someone to sew.
You will not even get your clothes ready for you.
Clothes, or they take it and then you're now paying the extra cost of waiting till this time. So what you do is, with children, you give allowance. Even when my kids were all growing up, I don't buy dresses that would... I call them timeless dresses. You could call them vintage now, where you just buy the dresses. When they put on the dress, 2 years, 3 years from now, it looks as if you just bought it. The dress is like that. The secret is I don't do in things.
Yeah, I think that are rainy.
Yes, because those ones would... After a while, people know that this was 2007 outfit, So you try and get things that are timeless, And for children, you buy things that are slightly bigger so that they grow into them. Because it becomes very expensive. If you have, like I have boys that they're like, they grow like palm tree.
See,
and they eat soup.
Yes, and then they have big feet. So we had an instance for my baby where we bought shoes for him, and by the 3rd week, he couldn't wear it again.
What?
And they were not cheap. We bought them from Skits. This Kit in Lekki then. He couldn't wear by the third week. He had outgrown it. I even thought he was playing. I'm like, maybe he doesn't like the shoe. The boy.
And there was no refund. You can't go back for a refund.
There's nothing wrong with the shoe. It's the boy that outgrew it. So you always have to look for shoes. If you're buying shoes, you put landing. You get shoes and buy landing separate so that they grow into.
Oh my God, you have so many remedies on how to.
What I've learned.
When you were talking about like being a homemaker, now I understand. Interesting. Okay.
All right. So Ireti and Petra, you guys have both put forward like really good solutions, saying no to black tax and shopping ahead. Very, very good solutions. But what are like more practical solutions that we can look forward to? And how do we've neglected the maintaining intimacy part. Like how to maintain intimacy, because let's look at it, Christmas, New Year, these are all times for like family. It's time to draw closer to your family. We've neglected like how do you overcome stress so that you're not bothered, you're not trying to like, sometimes you're so overcome with stress that you're not even giving space for like intimacy, like trying to like enjoy the time you have together. Because let's face it, January to November, work. No time like that December that you get like a week off or 2 weeks off to like really, really come together. And like that's why some people go on. You see some families, they go on like vacation. They want to like really maximize that time together. So let's look forward to like solutions on how to like overcome stress, but also like maintain the intimacy that the holiday period calls for.
So I'm not even going to talk from anything relationship because you are the married person.
You're the expert.
And you're the expert in this. But I'm going to come for it from the self-love aspect. Yeah, intimacy I know is in so many ways, and intimacy, self-love is also a form of intimacy. And it's so crazy that a whole lot of us, spend time doing things for people that we don't sit back and do things for ourselves, which is something that we need to fight against, you get. So, yes, you've tried. You've dropped money down for food. You've got things for the children. You've done a lot of things for other people. I think there are times you just sit back and rest. And intimacy is so easy. We're supposed to take multivitamins as adults, or even as children. We're supposed to take multivitamins. Intimacy can just be getting your multivitamin and start taking it regularly. That's a form of self-love, because if you treat yourself rightly, you won't. By the time you will break down, you will not break down in a wholesome way. It will be like in parts, So for me, when I know I've spent and I just find time to go to a place where I rest, sleep. I've been saying it now, like this, but the only thing in my head recently now is I want to go to a place where, even if it's just for me to rent a hotel, and just switch off my phone, throw everything, and sleep without anybody I know. Even with the fact that I'm probably in a relationship, but I don't even want to see anybody I know there. I just want to rest.
You just want to relax and be taking care of.
So that I get to think about my own self for once. I don't have
put yourself first.
So for me, maintaining intimacy from a more personal point of view is actually giving yourself that self-love. And let me give a practical example. I have this neighbor that calls herself Winnie the Pooh. And the reason why she does that is she has a big funny part is not too big. She has in her own mind, big stomach, and her body is like very slim. The reason why she calls herself that is because she went to a church and people in the church was not asking her if she's pregnant. That's being insensitive. That's you not minding your business. So because of that, she can't wear tight gowns. And whenever we are at a place where we want to get gowns, and she'll be like, this gown will be fine, but it won't fit me. I'll look like Winnie the Pooh. I'm like, no, you won't look like Winnie the Pooh. Wear that gown. I also have mentioned that she got a particular gown. So the point exactly is, when I have that me time, I get to reflect, think back about the negative things that people have told me, and look for a way to bring positivity into people, into what they have told me. I tell people this thing, before you insult me, I've insulted myself and I've moved on. So you cannot catch me on fresh. You get, so that's like it for me. Yeah.
So
Self-love.
basically, healing, process of healing, and just like finding.
Yeah, that's it for me. That's the way I maintain my intimacy. Yeah, that's it. So what is married woman?
So how about you?
You know, so she touched on some of the things that, you know, so the norm is that because you're married, then you're for everybody.
Yes.
But guess what? What makes for a balanced marriage is that you also take time out for yourself. You must take time out for yourself. So 3 R's for me. Reflective intentionality. What does that mean? I've gone through this. What do I need to cut out of it? What do I need to take from it? What do I need to leave behind completely? You know, so with intentionality, we talked about our relatives. You know, when you have relatives who come and they're just demanding, overbearing, you know, they're obtuse, they just can't read the room. For such people, you just say that, okay, this person is coming, please, can they only do 20 minutes? If they cannot do 20 minutes, they are the type of people that you cannot say, you cannot stay long, because it will not be deemed that you are rude. You just, when you stayed with them 10 minutes, you take time off, away from the room, catch yourself, and then come back. And then you have the people who want to come and you now have to bring out a banquet because they've come. They don't want to know whether
there's
food or not. When you have those kind of people coming, you make sure that you've scheduled them properly. Schedule them in a time when what you have, you can properly divide it into, so that when they go, you still have something to live off on. And then there is, so we've talked about reflective intentionality. Then there is the place of rest. I call it rest in God. You can't do anything in life without God. Whether it's unmarried, I don't believe people are single, by the way. You're just unmarried. Because even in marriage, you are single. Yes, even in marriage, you're single. It's two single, unmarried individuals coming together in marriage. So if you have that idea, then you know that you're not depending on the other person for your wholeness. And you pray and hope that the other person too is not depending on you for their wholeness. You have to be whole to come into the marriage. You know, it's like now people talk a lot about traveling. I'm talking of the 90s. I traveled. I could just take my rucksack and head out. So I was wholesome. You know, yes, as an unmarried lady, I was wholesome. So for me, even in the marriage, you have to be wholesome. There are times when you just need to step back, not because of anything, but just because you need to find yourself again. You know, and that period is to find your rest in God. And then you now have the last one. She touched on it briefly. Relaxation. Relax. You know, there's that thing where we say, relax, God is still in control. Relax. You've heard that? Yeah. Yes. Life is not that hard. So cost of fuel has gone up. Price of this has gone up. Then why do you want to be on the road every day? Reflect, come back. If it's not necessary to go out, stay in. Achieve what you need to achieve from inside the house. If you have to go out, schedule yourself so that you can properly work your funds. Life isn't that hard. It's not complicated. As long as you're able to put all these things in place, be intentional about putting them in place, carrying God with you and bringing Him into your situation at every space, what you find is that the stress stays out. Because if you manage the stress, then you begin to deal with high blood pressure because now you're internalizing it. So, but maintaining balance is not managing the stress. It's keeping the stress out so that you don't have those negatives working inside.
Very, very well said. Thank you so much. I've really learned a lot on this particular episode. And I think what I've been able to take away is that you have to learn how to center yourself. Just ground yourself. I mean, there's so much going on. There's so many activities. Just ground yourself. Like, just inside you, ground yourself. If you need time out, take a time out, relax. Let it out. But do not internalize too many. And try to enjoy yourself too. That's also very important. Because, the time is very precious. Before you know it, you are back to the daily hustle and bustle of Lagos. We all know how Lagos can be, or Nigeria as a whole. Alright, so we've come to the end of this very exciting episode. And I'd like to say a very, very big thank you to my favorite side chick for always holding it down for me.
You're welcome.
Petra, thank you so much for coming.
Thank you for having me. I'm so
Why would I have
myself.
If I don't have you, who else am I going to have? Who else? If not you, then who? Alright, and Ireti Ola, thank you so much for coming.
Thank you.
Your presence, even your presence
Thank
is
you.
peaceful.
She has a very
Your
calm
energy
demeanor.
is just
Thank you.
positive. Just
Thank you.
positive.
Thank you.
It's
Thank
beautiful
you.
to see.
Thank
Thanks
you.
so much for coming.
Thank you so
Thank you
much.
for having me. Thank you for having me.
Alright, you
Thank
guys,
you.
as always, you can always follow the conversation at the Red Room Dialogue and iRavel Studios. It has been my great pleasure hosting this episode. Have a very Merry Christmas and a wonderful Happy New Year. Bye.
You're in for a beautiful ride in the Red Room. All your doubts and fear we cater to. We dot all the I's, cross all the T's. That's what we're here to do, yeah. We'll take you on a journey. Everybody, let's go. Whoa, whoa.